Hi everybody, how you all are doing? So I'm Shalu, I'm doing PhD at University of Canterbury, New Zealand. And today I got an amazing opportunity to have a discussion with Priya Boora, who's also doing PhD and has a great YouTube channel as well. She has, I think now 100k plus subscribers and she recently got her silver button as well. Wow, that was very exciting. Hi Priya, welcome back to my channel. But what are you doing in my kitchen?
I thought of visiting in the New Zealand because I didn't get the time to meet you in Delhi when you were there in India. So आज होगी चाय पे चर्चा। पीछे कप भी रखे हैं, कौन से वाले लेगी तू इसमें से?
I like red color.
I'll go with the blue one. पीछे टोस्टर वगैरह भी है भाई साहब, इतने फ्रूट्स तो मेरी ग्रोसरी में नहीं है, इतने घर पे ग्रोसरीज
So let's
वाओ।
know why Priya is in my kitchen. So hi Priya, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. So I'm very grateful you said yes to this discussion we are going to have right now. And to introduce you, I think many of my subscribers know you already because we had a discussion regarding PhD in US. And to the people who don't know her, so she is a well-known YouTuber, I think, among PhD students and the people who are looking for PhD because she uploads almost daily, right?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah, she's trying to be consistent. Yeah, but I enjoy videos a lot. So, okay, I should give her opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi, this is Priya. I'm doing my PhD from University of Nebraska Lincoln in the field of chemistry. So currently it's like my second year, and there are 4 more years to go, I guess. That depends upon the lab to lab. So I'm really focusing right now. So if you also want to know more about me, I also have a channel. And if you want to know more about the PhD, me and Shalu have made a detailed discussion video about it, like the application process, which goes in US, because I don't know much about how it works in New Zealand. But yeah, hi.
Welcome back. So, Priya, tell my audience why we have met again, why you were in my kitchen.
So we are here to talk about because the Women's Day is coming, and we are here to talk about the challenges, the things that women have faced and still are facing right now. Even though if you think about us, you feel like, oh, ये तो बहुत independent है. These people are like really independent. They must have not faced any problem. So it's not like the day. It's not like the situation would not happen to any of the women. They're still facing the similar situation. So we are just going to address those issues and how we decided कि उससे jump कर सके हम, कैसे हमने manage किया. So it's just a video on women empowerment, you can say.
Yeah. So in this video, I'm going to ask Priya some questions regarding to this topic, and let's see what her viewpoints are on this. Okay, so should I start?
Yeah, give me the mic. The stage is all you.
Yeah.
The stage is all mine. Yeah.
Yeah, whole Zoom is yours. Priya, my first question to you, my mic. Oh, I should have this. As a woman from a patriarchal society, how did you overcome societal and other barriers like maybe family pressure or anything to pursue your PhD abroad? So, did you find any difficulty to convince your parents like you want to go abroad, or even like if you have a joint family or relatives or anyone associated with you?
Okay, I'll take the mic. So I'll
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
give a short and simple, sweet answer for that. So I won't say that I faced any difficulties in going abroad, like for the US, other than the fact that it made my parents worried that how will she catch a flight? She has not traveled internationally, and neither they have. Nor they have never traveled in a flight. So I was also confused on this part, what was going to happen and all those things. And I think there were certain levels when you have to convince your parents that this first level A comes, it's hard. Your parents think that it's not safe for you and they don't want you to do that, but it's good for you and you know that it's good for you because you have heard it from so many sources that this is the thing you want to do and you should go in that field. So it was when I after my board exam, and I got an opportunity to be in the KMC, Kirodi Mill College. So at that time, my parents were I think you should go to some university which is closer to our place. But I wanted to go to Delhi because it's the hub of all the things. Most of the popular universities are there, like North Campus, South Campus, and it's famous for so many things. And I thought that it can improve my personality. I can have all those knowledge, and the laboratories are really good. So the difference is always going to be there. So if you look at the laboratories, like the chemical labs which we have in KMC, I won't say that it's really really good, but it's better than what I had in my state. And then if I'll compare the labs which I had in KMC and now here I have in PhD, it's a lot better. So there's always going to be comparison. It's nothing bad to crave for something good. So
Yeah.
at that time, my parents doesn't want me to go there, and all the relatives were telling that your child is so young because I was 17 at that time. I think I started my PhD when I was like, it was 2000. Sorry, I started my bachelor's in 2017 and I finished in 2020. So I was 17 at that time when I got the admission. So I didn't had anything clue. I didn't know how to travel in bus and all those things because I never had that opportunity to do so. So my mama was like, no, you should not go there. What if we will not be closer to you? We don't have any relatives over there and all those things. But that time my brother supported me. My brother supported me a lot. He was like, she worked really hard to get that like 93%. And if she cannot get into those one of the top colleges, like what's the worth of it? Like, what's the point of getting it at the same moment? So there are certain levels. So when it came to like PhD, they were like, we know that it's good for her and she will manage it and she's such a good child. But what if she's gonna be all alone there? Nobody knows her. She doesn't know anything, and all those things that do boys live in the same room as the girls there?
Yeah.
So all those things, that this like going to the co-ed college is like a very different thing, and then you might have a roommate as a boy. So all those things are really different. So that was the part I think it comes with the level, but there will be barriers for sure. But you have to convince them that how you can, but in a good way, not to like fight them and don't talk to them for like a month or a year. So unless it's like for a good cause.
Yeah. So I think that's where the difference comes between a boy and a girl, like a
Hmm.
man and a woman. If you were a boy or a man, I don't think so
Yeah.
there would be so many, discussion like can she go, can she not, should she go? And I think it would be like a very smooth process. Yeah, he should
Yeah,
go.
of course.
Yeah.
It's a very smooth
I understand
process.
the concerns of parents as well. They're not wrong
Mm-hmm.
because of the kind of things we are listening in Delhi about women's
That's
safety. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I agree with you on that.
Okay, my another question would be like once you arrived in the US and began your studies here, and you are in science, right? Not in engineering. But still, I want to ask this question. Did you notice any gender-related challenges? Like in engineering, I'm in engineering and I see there are like less women representation in engineering. What do you think
Mm-hmm.
about science? And have you ever faced any discrimination here?
So in terms of like I won't say that I faced any discrimination. I never faced any discrimination apart from being that you know so every time we try to speak in English and we have to think about it that this is the thing which we're gonna say. And for the Americans, it's like their native language.
Yeah.
So they don't have to think twice and before explaining anything about research. So I would say in terms of like English, and I think all the men and the women have felt the same, like who are international students. But apart from like facing the discrimination, mine is like chemical sciences kind of like it's like chemistry, but we do some kind of materials engineering work. It's like an engineering associated with it. It's like interdisciplinary work. So in when I was in India, I don't think so. I did anything kind of plumbing work or any kind of engineering sort of work. My dad used to replace all the like regulators, clean the fan, and then if the iron is not working, he will figure out what's going on. The TV is not working, he'll check the wires and everything. If the computer is not working, go to the hardware store and get it fixed and everything. So here the thing is are not like that. People try to figure out everything by themselves. And I think I shared the story the last time also, that how my lab mate like fixed an SSD drive into my laptop and I didn't know that, oh, we can open the laptop from the back. Wow. So there are times like when my advisor tells to me like you need to figure out, you need to open this, you need to figure out how this circuit works. And I didn't even knew like how to replace a gas tank. I'm still so skeptical about it and I feel so teeny tiny in front of that gas tank. But I try my best not to call my lab mate every time I'm trying to do that because, but still in my head, I'm like, I don't know how this wrench work. I don't know what to do with the hammer, how to break that. So all those things, my lab mates are really great at, but they don't judge me for that and they try to make me understand that you can also do it. So every time it's like even my students and even my lab mates, they tell me it's none of a big deal. You can do it. And if you cannot, we are there to help you. So they don't make me feel like I cannot do it
Yeah.
and am I stupid or something. But in terms of that, I never faced the discrimination. In but in comes to like knowledge, I don't have that knowledge. Every time the computer goes bad, like one of the like men lab mates, they are like, oh, let me get that, let me replace that chip and we can fix that. But it's not the thing with me. And from the inside, sometimes I feel stupid. I'm like, I don't know about this thing. I'm learning in my 20s or something. But the age is not there. Like you can learn it in any time or anything. So I'm still learning.
Yeah, maybe it's just coming from conditioning, right? Because when we grow up, it depends on which kind of environment we are growing up. Like in my family, my mother used to cook all the time. So I thought it's the duty of women to cook.
Yeah.
Males don't cook. And if they cook, they just cook it when they feel like. It's not like their duty, but it's women's duty to nourish the family. I felt like it's just a women. So that comes from conditioning. When you said about plumbing and stuff and computers and stuff, like I had like we are just two siblings and both are sisters.
Uh,
So I used to do everything because my parents used to treat me like I'm a son, but they never used to treat me like a daughter. But and there also a difference come, right? They're treating you as a son because they also think, okay, son can do that. These kind.
yes.
I used to do all this hardware and stuff like that because I was elder and there was no brother. So yeah, this comes from very much conditioning. Like I'm doing this because we don't have a brother. If I would have a brother, I won't be doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so one question which is not directly related to you, but you must have heard about it. So there is a gender pay gap which still exists in a like man and women. I'm not sure. I don't think so. It's in research, like PhD student pays this. Everybody has
Mhm.
same. But I was listening to just one Bollywood interview. So in that industry, there's a huge gap.
Mhm.
And I think at some levels of academia and as well, but I have to read it properly before saying anything solid.
Commenting on anything on it.
Have you, like, do you know about it? God bless you. Do you know?
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Bless you. Do you know anything about like gender pay differences and stuff? Like, is does it still exist? Do you have any idea? What do you
In Bollywood, it's like it's really very visible that the pay gap is there because you will see that the heroines, the the actors get to work only by the age of like 35 or something, and after they have like kids and marriage, you won't see them often in the movies where you're seeing a 20-year-old actress playing a role with the 50-year-old man, and they're like, it's so annoying to see that. And the pay gap is still there, and like the models, they get to see that. I've not seen that in research, and I've seen so many confident ladies around me working, so the thing which I commented on plumbing, then we have this instrument director, like facility instrumentation facility director, which is like a woman. So she has this family, she has everyone around her, she has grandkids, and I feel like that if they can do it with all the societal pressure, and she works so hard, she has this amazing knowledge, and every day I want to be like her. So, and that makes me think that even if the pay gap exists there, why would that it be? Because the women are managing everything. Like I see her and she manages everything so well, her 9 to 5 job, and then all those grandkids, and she sometimes bring all those kids to the like office also. So it's very amazing to see that. I won't say that the men doesn't face this much of pressure, but nowadays I feel like the things are changing, and men are also a little bit of understanding that it's not only women's duty to cook, or whenever you are there at home, like I see so many couples which are around me and then they cook together. Sometimes the man is cooking if the like the girl has the exam or anything, like in the same in the research life. So I won't comment anything on it like for the research part, because I see that how good that thing is. But I've seen some other woman which like comes from a different country. So they have been the patriarchy all their life. They have seen that all of the sort of things were visible. So there was this girl who once commented. So I won't take the name of the country where she was from, and she told me that, Priya, that advisor expect me to stay after 5. How can I how can I stay after 5? I'm like married, so I can't be there. I'm like, what? So, I mean, I was thinking about it, that what made her feel like that she cannot stay after 5, and how come being single that I'm okay staying after 5 in the lab.
Yeah.
So that was the part that got me. I'm like, oh, there's still things which are exist like that. So I yeah. Other than that, I don't have any comment on like the pay gap. Sometimes I think about it, I've heard like stories of women that they suffered a lot and they took a really big stand to be there where they are now. So I feel like did I already had that privilege, और क्या मैंने रोल प्ले किया है इतना बड़ा लाइक वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट को लेके? क्या मैंने इतना स्टैंड लिया जितना औरों ने लाइक लिया है? आई सीन लाइक पीपल लाइक कमिंग फ्रॉम रियली वेरी I would say patriarchal place, जैसे villages वगैरह से भी काफी like women जो है वो आती हैं, grow करती हैं, and I've seen them going to a very higher position. So our क्या हमने इतना काम किया है, क्या हमने इतना रिप्रेजेंट किया है वुमेन को? समटाइम्स आई फील लाइक दैट.
What I think on that, my perspective is very different on this. I think we have done a lot. I feel that, like, if I talk about you, you have done, like, you come from a patriarchal family at the end, right? Where you talked about safety and stuff, but at the end, they might have thought at a stage, like when you're 21 or 20, they want you to get married. They must have thought like that. Maybe they won't be really upfront about that because they think, okay, you are confident, or maybe you're studying. But just imagine if you were not into studies, you were into acting or music or painting or anything like that. I don't think so they would have supported you. I'm not saying like to for the fields like this, they would have supported a man also, but they still have like given a chance. Okay, maybe he'll make a good business out of it, or let's give him some time. I think for women, the time is really less, mostly. And they expect you to get married at a certain age, have a child at certain age, and they put so many barriers and so many things. And I think in your family also, you'll be having your cousins and who might be married at your age.
Yeah, because when you keep on hearing those things, and that this thing gets you, and like it's there in your brain, and you know that it's a bad thing, that having a child at a certain age, getting married at a certain age. So sometimes like I feel like, because I hear these things a lot from my relatives and everyone, even though I know that this thing is not right. So when I see women which are like 30 or 30 plus, something like that, I sometimes comment, and I sometimes comment from like my side. I'm like, what are their plans of like getting married, and what are their plans of I mean, so I feel bad about this, and I want to change my perspective on this, that it should not be like this. I mean, it's not our business at the end of the day.
Yeah, it should never be. I think that comes from conditioning because if I talk about myself 2 years ago, so I might have, like, maybe I was the same, like you are telling about your experience, but now I don't think about all of this.
The other thing that concerns me a lot is that since the woman day is there, I know what it feels like being feminist, and what I know what are the things that needs to be done and in which areas. But I feel like there are a lot of like pseudo feminism, and some of the women don't realize it. I
Yeah.
mean, so the condition in the movie, which was Mrs., it was really bad of that woman. I won't say that it was bad because she was in the kitchen, and it was because her family wasn't supporting her and they weren't appreciating for the things she was doing. Like the people are grasping the wrong concept from the movie, which is women. It's not like not working in the kitchen and not listening to the elders and all this stuff. It's not like convince them that this is wrong. And she tried, I think, also convincing. But at the end, she couldn't make it, so she decided to leave that family. And that, I think, it's okay. But I would say just get the right idea, get the right concept of feminism from everything.
Like, first, both should know how to cook, and it should be
Mhm.
both responsibility of both the people, like couple.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if they're living with a family, then they like, thing is like in India, I think, or maybe the kind of family or society most of us are coming from, it's just like it's very much conditioned. Like we have grown up mostly. I'm not talking about everybody here. We have seen
Mhm.
that our mothers cook. Like I used to think it's mother's duty to cook. So cooking is very much related to, gender thing, which shouldn't be like that. Even there are so many things because there's like doing outdoor stuff is mostly on men. And for instance, there's a very big thing like if you are a woman and till 25 you are not earning, so it's okay for your parents because they'll feel like okay, you'll get married and you can live on
Mhm.
your husband's money, right? But for the
Yeah,
guy, they won't accept it at all. Even they want money from the guy. Like they don't want. It's just they feel it's a duty of their son to feed them
that's
after
what
30
the
age. So
family.
that's a huge pressure on them as well. So it's like very much gender related. But it shouldn't be like that. If the elder daughter is earning, then it should be fine. It's okay.
Okay, yes, that is there. So other than that, what is gonna be your suggestion, like, because the Women's Day is there, and what is gonna be your suggestion for the women who are really, I talked about those levels and they're trying to cross those levels. There's some of my friend who have gotten like good chance, like golden chance to be somewhere else, but their families doesn't support it because maybe their cousins have done something bad, or their neighbors, like something happened like in their society. So because of that, their parents doesn't support them. Like how to handle all these things? Like how can one change the thinking of like the parents? Because in India or any other like Asian based country, like we live with our parents, and
Yeah,
their thought or their opinion matters a lot for us.
yeah, true. What I think in that case is you have to try at least to make your parents as your friends, because in
Mhm.
my case that's what I've done. If I talk about like 5 years ago, I don't think so I would have granted a permission to go and study abroad, But I tried my best to make them my friends, and like now they are always happy to send me anywhere and always be like my first
Yeah.
leaders for everything. And there are many girls who like send me questions like, how did you convince your family? How did you convince your father, for say? So I think my idea would be like, if you're doing really great, maybe your teachers can help you to convince. Because I had some teachers in my life where I thought like, if my parents wouldn't agree, I will ask them to talk to my parents. But thank God, this kind of thing condition didn't come. Like there were no circumstances like that. But if like your teachers or maybe your friends, I think at the end, if you do your best, they listen to you.
Yeah, and
And
there's one thing which I've noticed so far is that there was this friend of mine who was good at studies, but she wanted to pursue like poetry. So the poetry is not that much acknowledged, and then doesn't have that many career options when it comes to have a like good pay scale in that. And you know that in sciences we get paid more. So she always like used to look for the options, like how can she attend that poetry thing, and how can she like recite one of her poems and but don't miss one of her classes, which was really hard. And I would say that she didn't give up on that thought, but she just took it as her like side job or something, like side part hobby. So that used to like kill me every other day. That I also think that for my case, the education is the only thing, like studying is the only thing that can make me go like for the top, because that is the only thing which I'm good at, like studying. I can study. But that is not true for most of the people, and they want to do something else. So at the end of the day, now, like convincing your parents for acting, convincing your parents for poetry, and convincing your parents for singing and modeling is comparatively hard to convincing on your parents to like ask them to study, because for them it's a good thing. My daughter is like studious and she can do that, but when it comes to like modeling and acting, it's not that good. So how would you like what would your thought be on it? Because I feel like it gets hard on that, because it's the same thing as when I was convincing my parents for the YouTube channel.
yeah.
So it was hard.
Yeah, my personal opinion, and it's like very personal. It depends on person to person how they conceive this fact. If I were you, or if I were the person who wants to go to modeling, so like I know my family would never support this. So I don't want to hurt them, but I don't want to hurt myself as well. So I will try my best to study because I cannot
Mhm.
fight and I don't want to, maybe. Yeah. So I'll do my studies first, but side by side, these days we have YouTube, Google, everything. But I'll keep on studying about the modeling or acting, whatever I want to do. And when I reach at the level, like now I'm doing PhD. So if I have any other plans right now, so
Mm-hmm.
I can convince them, because now they
Yeah.
know that she is capable enough to like find anything or to go for anything what she want to do. Now my parents will support me, I know. Even after masters, they would have supported. I think our parents are mostly concerned about our safety and our future. It's just their intentions are always right. It's just their ways are quite conservative because of the society as well, which is not very much safe. That's the issue, I think, which comes. But I would
I
have
mean,
convinced like that. I listen to Gorgopal Das a lot. Like he says he jumped into the monk thing directly, but he still advise, all the youth that you should not jump directly. You should always calculate the risk factor.
so at the end of the day, I'm like, my opinion to all those like young ladies and women is like, I know that sometimes your parents get harsh to you, and you're also going to that age of puberty and everything. I
Yeah.
understand that really well, and we have been through that like certain age also. So I would say that just try to grasp one of those things. What are they concerned about? And try not to fall in those traps and just earn their trust. The
Yeah.
more you'll earn their trust, they will think that you are confident enough, and then you know how to make your life like decisions, big decisions. So at the end, they will be okay towards it. It's not like that you got like five failed examination in your class, and you just want, Papa, I want to go to the Goa trip. Obviously, they will not allow you.
Exactly.
So, so the thing is that just like try to earn their trust, and then whatever you can do in that case, and I think they will be more happy, and then you can reach at the like your dream position where you want to be.
Yeah, it is a kind of a sad reality that, like, as a woman, we have to prove ourselves first, then
Yes.
get an opportunity to do that. But I think maybe we have to do this for this generation and for next generation and maybe for next to next. But after that, the change will come if we'll be doing, keep on doing all of these things. Because I think now my daughter will not go through that at all. I'll
Yeah,
allow
that's
her for everything. I won't ask her to, you have to, have good marks in maths or science. And
I was bad
then
in
I'll
maths. You should
allow
also
you
fail
to
in
go for
maths.
modeling. I just want
Yeah.
her to have a basic education. But first of all,
I
I think
just want, yeah, same is for me. I just want her that she has that critical thinking. She knows how to not
exactly.
get into the trap. At least learn that from me.
Yeah. The thing is, the idea of education is wrong in many children and many maybe parents' mind, or like almost people, I would say. Like in 10th, people want to go into JEE and NEET because they think they'll have a good package. They have no idea what they're going to do. They'll be engineers and they'll be able to create a big infrastructure, massive infrastructure, which would be helpful. They don't think
Yeah.
like that. They don't think when they'll be a doctor, they'll be able to save the lives of people. They think, oh my God, they'll be have a good cabin. They'll be having a good money. And for CA, people go for CA. Like in my knowns, one of the student was very confused to go into sciences and commerce, and they were like, if you're going to commerce, you have to be a CA and have to earn about 3 lakh salary. Like she's in 10th. Oh dear God, stop it.
I like how she doesn't even know how to count those figures in
Concept
the
of
3 lakh salary.
education is very, very much, and we learn about competition a lot. Even since last year, I also used to be like competitive and used to say I'm a healthy competitor. But now I don't believe in competition at all. I believe in collaboration. I
That's
believe,
true. I also, yeah, I'm moving on my own pace, and I just don't want to affect my mental health at the end of the day. And I think I'll be moving on my pace, and I don't want to be jealous of any
exactly.
other women or men that what they are doing. I mean, it's good for them that they're focused, but I think it's good for them that I stay in my lane and I do the things according to what needs to be done at the end of the day.
Lot. This society needs to read a lot instead of reading other people's life. Oh, she's going to get married. Oh, she was roaming with some other boy. If they'll stop like that, I think they'll get time to read and understand
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Okay. So next question, Priya, which is not related to you again, but just a general question. So after women takes maternity leave, there is often an assumption that her career will stagnate or take a step back. What do you think about this? Like, do you think society or workplaces treat women differently after maternity leave? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they do treat us differently, like after we take the maternity leave and we are pregnant. So, in terms of like research, if I would say, because I'm like a chemist and it's not safe for the woman to work like near those like chemicals when they're pregnant, so something bad can happen. So, the professor is also concerned about it. And then, as a PhD, as an advisor, nobody wants like everybody would love a single woman than a married person because you know that there will be family planning soon and there will be time and they will be taking a break of 2 3 months because of the pregnancy and the child might be young.
Yeah.
So that comes as a barrier more like for the women but not for the men because they gets like off the track. So that is still there. So for the woman it's like my idea would be that try to plan accordingly what you think will be best for you, and if you can finish every time like after your PhD maybe plan the child or maybe plan it in a way and discuss that with your advisor so there is nothing like he will be judging you for that. I've seen women, there was this wonderful girl like that is just across like next corridor. So she was pregnant and she was 9 months pregnant, and then I've seen that when I was in India, that how when the woman is pregnant at like 8 or 9 months, we start to give them like ghee and take them to tell them to take bed rest and everything, so the child might be safe or anything. She was 9 months pregnant. She used to come to the teach to the lab. She was also concerned about the things that she doesn't have to go to near to the chemicals and always inform the like professors earlier that I won't go near to that chemical and make sure that you have other teaching assistant there at that time. And then she had this the ball, exercise ball on which she used to like jump, and she used to work on that. So she can also take care of her health and everything, like the salad. A different room was given to her so she can feed the baby there after the baby was delivered. And she only took a break of like 15-20 days.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, she was really very hardworking, Shalu, and she know how to take care of her health. Used to come on time, used to do exercise every day. Even she had that baby bump, used to go for running, and her pregnancy went really very normal. And after the baby was delivered, when she was 15 days, she came to the department, taught a lecture. It was in the tram, like one of those tram, and then uh, her baby never like used to cry. She was so sweet, but I was so motivated, like by seeing her that I mean, her husband must be helping or not be helping her, but at the end of the day, you need to be learned to be confident and like independent. Even though you are on a maternity leave, even though you are pregnant, you just had a baby. If you're gonna feel confident about it, the people around you will feel confident about it, and they will respect you for that, just like I'm respecting that lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, like we were talking about Mrs. just a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a man is always Mr. even after marriage, before, after marrying, and even after marrying. So, do you
Uh-huh.
think like a woman should have just Miss, not Mrs.?
Things have changed. Things are changing nowadays for that also. Like I've seen some narrow-minded men, narrow-minded like thoughts on that too, but I've also seen some of the like women and just it's a sign of like love also, like adding the last name of that person to your back. For example, like Priyanka Chopra Jonas. You can do that too. And it's totally up to you. But thing like Mrs. Um I mean, for it's like really complicated question. So because how are you going to tell that a Mr. is married or not? But by the Mrs. you will eventually get to know it's a married thing. So that is really there. It's so different. I don't know. The Mrs., Miss, and everybody's a woman. So just treat them as a woman and
Yeah,
just add
because
like
there
a
are so
surname.
many, like even I cannot give a simple answer to this question because I have thought a
A
lot
very
about it. Like you
complicated
said,
question.
like a gesture thing, Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So why not Nick Jonas Chopra, right? I think a lot on these things, but I cannot even give a simple answer to that. Yeah. So finally, the last question, finally, what would be your message to young girl and women, like on this day?
So my message to all the young girl and women is that at the end of the day, I won't say that think about your parents, what they want for your safety, and think about yourself, what you want at the end of the day. So anytime I used to do anything, think about you that how it can harm you or how it's gonna go in the future. If you are bunking one class, think about that. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? It's gonna go like in a good way or a bad way. Just think about it. That do you feel good after doing that? Would you feel the same way like so whatever your goals is, whatever you want to be, if you're gonna do all these things, is it got the same place? So just think about all of these things, and then everything will fall into place. And never feel in like never don't feel unconfident about any of those things. Always be motivated. Always read, uh, eat healthy, like work hard, do exercise, keep your mind fresh, do things which you like the most, give yourself a break, and then surround yourself with the positive people. At the end of the day, either it's a man or a woman, surround yourself with the positive day, and they will bring the best side from you, and you will have everything you want to be.
Yeah, when you said like don't think about your parents or like think about yourself, that I just recalled a very like emotional as well as a great moment I had in Miranda. Like there was a teacher, like one of our favorite teachers, I should say. She came into the class and like I'm from girls' college and Miranda House, and everybody was talking so loudly, and she was standing, and still everybody was talking. And at a point, every like every girl looked at her and like, okay, teacher is there, we should stop. And then she said, you should not stop talking or stop doing anything when I'm telling you, like, stop. I'm like, teacher is here or anything. You should know what you want to do. You should know how to respect others and you should know what you want to do because you are a girl and everybody will tell you what you should do at this age, and what you should not do. Everybody will demand things from you, but you should know how to command, how
That's
things should go
that's
around
true.
you. So, yeah.
So that is my message to everyone. And at the end, I would just like to say Happy Women's Day to all of the cute
Yeah.
ladies and pretty women and you're working hard, you will achieve everything you want. And I think men will also achieve everything they want. It's
Yeah.
not like this, but just let us have our one day. Happy Women's Day.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Priya, for coming. It was like lovely talking to you. Even I got my heart out, honestly. I talked about so many things.
It's always fun talking to you, Shalu. It's always, and we talk for, before like doing any interview thing, we just talk for like 1.5 hours and then like, oh, we have
Yeah.
limited time. We're gonna start
Yeah.
with the next. It's always lovely to talk to you.
Yeah. And to you as well, a very happy Women's Day.
You too. Bye. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.